So today I was like, fuck Instagram.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, yo, I'm not gonna lie. Although it's like, it makes sense because I already have like the short form. I'm like, honestly, like, I just don't really care about the platform. I was like, what if I just posted this stuff on Substack? It's like, what if I just kept the focus just more
Right.
focused? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I just keep posting on the platforms that I already want to use. And I actually think that, honestly, bro, I've been cooking about this, and I'm about to start executing on it. I'm about to just start blasting like a ton of types of like mediums and Substack. Like I'm talking like poetry, photos, vlog, like short form, long form.
Hey,
But like I'm just like because
everything.
the thing is, it's like
Go to platform.
Substack is a writing platform, but it's really a platform for creators at the end of the day. And the thing is, like the main vehicle is writing, right? But when you see something else that's not writing, it's like, oh, that's pretty cool too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like as
It,
long
it
as
meshes
it's
in.
exactly as long as it's like real, that's what it's about. And all my shit is real. So I'm like, yeah, honestly, I feel like this is a wave because I also know like I also know that the Substack community is a community that I could actually pull like an audience from. Like I already know that like the people there that I'm like already building connections with and like people that I'm like finding on my feed, I'm like, yo, these are the kind of people that I want to follow and that I want following me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, why not use that to my advantage? And like my Instagram feed isn't like that. You know what I mean? Like obviously
Nobody's
because it's not
Instagram.
curated.
You know how hard it
Exactly.
would probably
And
be
so
to
it's like
build that? Oh gosh.
exactly. So it's like, why even try? Why even try, honestly? Like, I don't care. I was thinking about this. What really got me to this actually, because recently I've been like, yo, YouTube is like not hitting. I'm not gonna lie, YouTube has not been hitting recently, bro. It's like I still like have like my creators that I fuck with. You know what I mean? It's like it's really about them and not the platform. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Right. It's
Um,
because they're at that platform that you were there.
exactly. That I want to tap into them. You know what I mean? And it's like honestly, it's like, I think it's I feel like I've really been feeling called to like more depth and there just isn't a lot of that on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like there's definitely depth in certain places where you look, right? And I've been looking in those places for about a year, right? But I feel like um I won't lie actually. I think in terms of like the spaces I'm tapped into with like business and spirituality, those are probably I feel like I've tapped out of those spaces on YouTube. Now with like art and stuff like that, that's a completely different story. I have to do a better job at curating my YouTube feed to art. Definitely. I was thinking about that today. I
Hmm.
was like, honestly, this is probably why YouTube's been feeling so uninspired for me right now because I'm really in this
It's
artistic
not in
season
alignment.
and an athletic season as well, and then my feed
Hmm.
hasn't been curated with that. So that's something that I was like, yeah, I definitely got to take that action for sure. But I was also just thinking about like the content itself, like the consuming it itself. I've just been feeling drawn to like read more. You know what I mean? I've been feeling called to like books more. It's like picking up a book is like something I want to do. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, huh, that's interesting. We should probably mess around with this for a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and so I'm like, okay, all right. So I was like, okay, so how about I like use Substack as this, I if I want to consume content, I like the first place I'll go to is Substack. You know what I mean?
What's interesting about Substack is because it's almost like it's denser with the information because it's people who watch multiple people. Whereas you would have to go to see
Mm,
one person digest that.
yeah,
Whereas you can get like a full on summary and it branches with other creators and other YouTubers. It's just,
yeah,
it's a
bro.
richer form of it.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I definitely think there's a lot more people, like a lot more synthesizers, like a lot. I think that's what it is. I think on I think the biggest thing about the other social media platforms is that like the creator to consumer ratio is like so off. It's just
Mm,
like so out of balance. But with Substack, most people sign up for Substack because they want to write
yeah.
or they want to read
It's a
or they're
completely
interested in
like
writing.
different motive almost. And also
Exactly. You know what I mean?
how
Like
it's
because
ran
the intention is
and
different.
how it's built. Exactly. Because obviously
Exactly.
it's made for consuming when it comes to YouTube and Instagram. Not necessarily like creative consuming, but like strictly consuming.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
all know
Right.
about that, but
Exactly.
Substack's different.
Yeah, so when it comes to like you said, creative consuming, conscious consuming, right? Having that like having a good create to consume ratio. I feel like Substack really, really promotes that because I mean, I'll just like talk about like my experience the past couple weeks. Every time I get on this app, like I'm almost inspired every time. Jake, I swear to God, bro. Today alone, I had like three interactions with people, or like I responded to like,
Dang.
somebody's post, and it's been like something that I could use for like a newsletter. Just today. It's like, what? It's like that, and for me especially
Unlock the next Matt.
because I work so well with like working off of other people's ideas, like I'm good at
Oh
building
yeah, I
off
get
other
that.
people.
Right.
I love that like when I have a way to consume that inspires me, it makes me create even more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like it almost it gives you the point, and then now that you have like that core point, you wrap it with your own experiences and bam, newsletter, bam, YouTube video.
Yeah.
That's how, yeah, I get that.
Boom. Exactly, bro. Exactly. So recently, I've been I'm actually mad hype because I just started like actually pushing like the monetization of my Substack. Um, so I mean, I've basically had it. I've had like my paid subscription enabled. I think most of December. Um, and I was basically just like had it up there, just like, hey, if you guys want to join up now, cool. But I didn't actually have any like the paid. None of like the paid benefits were really there.
Hmm.
Besides like a bonus like coaching call if you like signed up. Um, but the basically the benefits for like being a paid sub is that you get access to like so like basically any posts that are older than 2 weeks get archived, so
Right. You told me
you
about
won't have
that.
access to those if you're a free
Yeah.
sub. So paid subs get access to all the newsletters. From now on, all of like so I post Jaden's Curiosity Chronicles daily, right? Free subscribers only get a weekly issue, so they only get one every Sunday. And then on every issue though, like every paid issue, I can send like a free preview that like it can like I can have people like
A
read a
tease.
certain amount, and then I could book paywall get fucked. Actually, I'll show you. It was pretty cool. I tested it out. I had my first one in my in an email today,
Yeah.
and I read it
It'll
like on
be
my
like
other
them
email,
articles I
and I
read,
saw it, and I was
and
like,
then
yo,
it
this is
fades out.
makes me feel so fucking legit.
Uh,
That's so funny. But I was also thinking in terms of making because I want to do exclusive like video content for Substack as well. I'm like, one, I think I'm just gonna do like um kind of just like I'll just drop like little gems here and there, like things that like might just pop up. But in terms of like intentional content, I'm just gonna like all the newsletters I'm just gonna make into like videos. And so it's just like, yep, you get the written and the video version. What? You know what I mean?
fantastic.
So this is the letter from today. I love this title. So, um, yeah, like I said, this was one of them. This was at like 4 a.m. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Actually, this was at 6 a.m. I woke up at like, I went to bed at 2 a.m. and I woke up at 6. Um, my, I was like, my brain didn't want me to go back to bed.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right. Substack engage mode,
Healthy.
right? And then I see this, and I started writing. So,
Bro,
yo,
start
this shit
tweaking.
is so funny. Right, but basically, got a little bit of sauce in here, and then get cooked, nerd. Ah. This is cool.
Press here to unsubscribe.
Yeah. Oh no, that's oh, that's here. If you want to see I mean, hold up. I got you.
See ya, bozo. Get out of here.
Yo, that is so funny, bro. Yeah, but I was like, I'm mad hype because it's just one, I already just know that like creating content is like a non-negotiable. You know what I mean? And it's not like a war I'm fighting either. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to fight this battle to make something every day. I just do it. And so it's like I might
It's,
as well just like leverage that overflow, right? Like allow that to like just come out of me as much as I can. And then like from that I can just um I'm going like harder on like content right now in terms of like monetizing like exclusive content specifically
right.
because like I told you, like I'm not in terms of like monetizing, like cashing out in like business, like coaching and like stuff like that. I'm really not trying to do any of that for like a year. You know, it's like I'm really just playing this long game. Like let's just nurture the audience. Let's just build trust. Let's just change beliefs. Let's just get these motherfuckers over the bridge. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
so it's like I'm not tripping about like cashing out on like one-to-one clients right now. Like I'm not tripping at all about that. Obviously, I still want to make money.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's like um this is like feel like a great way for me to still feel like
Yeah,
I
it's just warming things up. It ain't all the way, but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
getting
yeah.
there.
Exactly. Exactly. So straight yeah, it's like a good like midpoint, right? So I'm hyped. This is gonna be W marketing. People are gonna see me in their emails every day. They're gonna read like the first part of the letter and be like, dang, that shit is fire. Paywall. Fuck.
Bro, that be pissing me off when I'm trying to research something though. Like I start to see the font fade out, and then yeah,
Um, that is pain right there. I'm not gonna lie.
boy, I go back so fast. Bam, next website. With the freaks.
For real.
Oh,
Yo, Jake,
yeah,
did I ever tell you about like how um back before I like found metaphysics and esotericism, I'd like sort of kind of known about like I was into yoga and I just started learning about non-duality. This was like about March, I think, of last year. But I was like more like into Christianity at that point. That's what I was seeing as my vehicle because I was, connecting with that again as, me and my
hmm,
family were going to this church. And during that time, I just felt like such deep resonance with wanting to like help people understand like spiritual truths and like incorporating spirituality into their lives and stuff like that. And a lot of it was because of like at that point was because of like a lot of the like spiritual teachings from Way of Superior Man that really helped me with
right.
like the relationship stuff and like purpose and all that kind of stuff, which was like super big for me. And so I was kind of at this point where I was like, yo, I really want to like spread God's love and wisdom. right? It was like the spread the gospel, right? Because I was
Yeah.
right, but it was like there was like this like holding there's like this inner battle, right? There was something holding me back because it's like, well, I'm not gonna lie, there's a part of this gospel of Christianity that I don't like. So, I don't know about preaching it. You know what I mean? Um, and so it was like, I don't. It's like, do I want to be a pastor? Do I want to just like do my own thing? Like I was mad lost. I didn't really
Hmm.
understand like what to do at that point because I just felt like such resonance with like learning about like spirituality, learning about metaphysics and stuff like that, and about incorporating these things, and about like, oh wow, this is so awesome. Like I want other people to understand these things so they can, make the progress that I've been able to make. Um, but there was just this like, a bit of a inner battle, and I kind of dismissed it for a while. I was like, okay, maybe this is just like I'm just gonna have this here in the back of my head, right? But eventually, after I discovered like metaphysics and mysticism, and then I discovered this like more esoteric perspective of Jesus. That's when like everything was like, ah, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay,
Hmm.
I'm understanding things now. All right, okay. Well, right, right. Okay. And so that was like, back in July. When I really started like, okay, like wanted to like talk more about spirituality and like feel like I wanted to teach things about that. Um, and ever, since then, I've loved it and I've felt like it's been like such a huge pillar of my life. And remember like when I had like that first free school community, small YouTuber monetization, and I
Right.
scrapped it because I was like, oh nah, man, spirituality's not in it. It's not me. Like there's like a part of me isn't in this, and so it's not me. You know what
Duality
I
and what your
mean?
communities, yeah.
So it's
A
like, nah,
one-sided
I'm cool.
community.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like, nah, I'm not. It just didn't resonate, right? Didn't fit. So I was like, yeah, I can't do that. And so ever since excuse me, ever since I excuse me, uh like got into my basic level oh my gosh, excuse me. My basic level understanding of numerology, and I found out that I'm a master number 11, and master number 11 is the master intuitive, psychic, the empath, the spiritual thought leader, right? Someone who like spirituality is very like core to their being, and like helping others with this like spiritual path is actually very tied to like your soul's journey and what you're supposed to be doing here. And so that's like my life path. That's like kind of like my purpose, right? As number 11. And then the way I kind of like express that is called a life destiny number 5. And 5 is a number of freedom, of change. And for me, that is like, oh, well, yeah, obviously, it's like that's what I'm here to help you do. I'm here to help you live the most free life you can by being the most authentic self you can, by creating, by understanding the truest part of your being, like by connecting with these deeper parts of yourself and like stepping away from the darkness and the separation that you've been so deep into, you can actually like transform your life so greatly. And now I've kind of been um ever since I made vlog number 17 of Road to Renaissance, which was called How Metaphysics Helped Me to Connect My Mental Health in 8 months. I've really just like I've been like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I just see myself like as a metaphysical teacher. It's like I see myself as someone who can interpret these like metaphysical and like higher spiritual truths and like can translate them into like more digestible ways of understanding. It can like actually like practically make it implementable as well. And
Right.
this like really felt embodied for me today because of an interaction I actually I'll show you interaction I
Substack.
had on it was actually YouTube. It was
Oh,
actually so Hamza made a video yesterday on his dance channel, and one of the he started talking about the 7 chakras, and just like his basic understanding in terms of like relation to like sexual energy and semen retention and stuff.
Hmm.
And obviously, since I am metaphysics man, I wanted to drop my perspective. So let me go to the video.
I'm done spending an obscene amount of money on.
I don't give a fuck. All right. Oh yeah, got a little pin from the goat. So, but this is the first
Sheesh.
one I dropped because I was like, this is like the first comment. This is 8 minutes in. So he was talking. This is when he was talking about it. So I say, I'm huge into spirituality and metaphysics. You're absolutely right about retention and the chakras, Hamza. Your semen is your sexual energy, which is most heavily tied to the animalistic nature or root chakra. Fight, fuck, eat. As you build sexual energy through retention and conscious transmutation, like Data teaches in Way of the Superior Man, you work up the chakra system. Think of the root chakra, the bottom one, as the animalistic nature,
Feeds
crown
into the
chakra,
others.
top one, as the divine nature. The more sexual energy you harness, the more potential energy you have for raising your consciousness. What do we use this energy for? Also, like Data teaches us, to create, evolve, and experience the beauty of life. So, yeah, I just dropped that, right? Just, some light. I just wanted to drop my perspective real quick. That was cool that Hamza pinned it. This actually I've just interacted with a few of my comments, especially now that he's like he only posts on the advanced channel and like the fitness channel, and those channels have less than 20K subs each. Like he'll actually like he sees a decent amount of his comments. So like there have
Yeah.
been like a handful of comments where he like has actually like hearted or responded to them. But I then responded. I said this, which was just sharing a bit about my excitement that Hamza was talking about spirituality. So there's more like a few more minutes in. I said, gotta say, Hamza, I'm really fucking excited to hear you talk about this. Back when I was in Adonis school the first time from December 2023 to March 2024, I began feeling misaligned because I was getting more into metaphysics and spirituality. And that's when Adonis school started getting degen as fuck when you dropped the red pill course. Since then, I've been on an up and down ride, but I've grown so much and found so much fulfillment from the spiritual teachings I've learned and the experiences I've had over the past 8 months. For the past couple months, I've wanted to rejoin Adonis School again. And I've been really hyped for what happens, for when that happens, because I know I can bring so much value to the boys with my perspective. I actually just got a part-time job at Planet Fitness, so we'll see how they're seeing. So that was just me like talking about how I'm actually hyped to join Adonis School because I feel like I have like such a great perspective of like the things I understand about spirituality. And obviously, I would go in there and I'd be polarizing to a lot of the guys in there. That's cool. It's fine. Like I'm fine with that. But this was what birthed the interaction. And it was kind of just this last um I just kind of just said this quick note mentioning like basically just recommending that Hamza read the Kabbalion because he was talking about metaphysics and spirituality. So I'm like, yeah, it would make sense, right? Well, he was talking about spirituality. I was talking about metaphysics. But someone had responded, right? And he had said, wait, I don't think yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened with YouTube. Bro, my comment, like my response is supposed to be right here. On. I don't
Hooked.
know. Very, very weird. Um, yeah, it's weird. I think I saved I don't remember. Anyways, here's what he said though. He said, an opinion from someone who've read it too. There's really not much that can help you in your everyday life from those teachings, even since it doesn't have a proper explanation about how to escape the opposite polars. It is very good for your further philosophical journey, though. Not really a foundational spiritual book because it talks about mental alchemists. I could not find a single practical example from for myself how to implement into your daily life or daily activities. Besides just knowing there will be bad times and you're willing to work too. I don't know what that means. He obviously English isn't his first language. Not trying to plan. But he said that, right? And I was like, I respect that opinion because honestly, the like criticism that the Kabbalion doesn't really give any like practical advice is a fair criticism. I'm not gonna lie. And so I responded. I actually have the response in my Substack because I was gonna write a newsletter about it. So I'll just read it from here. Draft. There we go. Simple guide to mental alchemy. All right. All right. So here it is. So I said, I certainly agree that the Kybalion doesn't give you a practical guide to mental transmutation. But that's not the point of it. The point is to lay down a metaphysical foundation in your mind so you can build off of it. I'd also disagree that it wouldn't be useful in your spiritual journey. In my opinion, metaphysics is an excellent way to grasp spiritual truths through a less woo-woo lens. If you're rating the book on how directly implementable the information is, then it may be perceived as not worth it. But if you can use the Kyballion's teachings as a launch pad for creating your own path, you'll be on your way to insane growth. Though I do resonate with your sentiment of not being direct about mental transmutation, I believe that with some introspection, you could find that you already know how to do it. How did you get onto self-improvement, bro? Heartbreak, depression, fed up with not living up to your potential? You know what all those are? Negative experiences. And yet if I asked you, do you regret those experiences? You'd say no. Because they made you into the man you are today. Mental alchemy is all a game of perception. Are you trapped in victimhood, believing that life is kicking you down, that you're a slave to your reality? Or are you an alchemist, a transmuter, one who can shift their perception from victim consciousness to creator consciousness, who doesn't believe that this happened to me, but knows that this happened for me, for my growth, for my success, for my highest evolution. All opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Valiant. And thus, any opposites may be transmuted from one to the other. Physics shows us this with ice to steam. Add heat to the particles, add heat, and the particles begin vibrating at a different rate. Thus, their form begins to change. All opposites are of the same essence, but are merely a different manifestation. Ice and steam are both water. They're just vibrating at different rates. All other poles are the same, meaning that we can shift from one mental pole to another by using our own mentality. Wounds to wisdom, struggles to service, pain to purpose. You can use your own difficulties to learn and grow, then help others learn and grow. Pain to purpose. If you want something practical, I get it, which is exactly why I create action step prompts for most of my content. Here's one I gave in my book on mental transmutation. Action step prompt. Number 1. Journal about a dark or negative experience that you've been holding on to. It'll pop into your head as soon as you think about it. Just pick that one. Number 2. Ask yourself, how have I grown from this experience? It's honestly that simple. However, for true alchemy to occur, you have to genuinely know in your heart and in your mind that the obstacle was truly for your highest benefit. When beauty is only a masquerade, it is actually ugliness. And goodness, if it is not sincere, is not really goodness. How to Ching 2.1 or 2.1. It needs to be genuine. Could be skills or characteristics that you adopted, lessons learned, or moments of gratitude for the growth and beauty that was birthed from such darkness. Most people don't understand that without death you can't have life. Life is birthed out of darkness. A woman's womb is dark, and when she gives birth, she certainly brings life into the world, but she first had to remove that life from her. The birth of a child comes with the death of the mother carrying and growing the child inside of her. Just thinking about it now, it makes so much sense as to why women may have a adjustment period after giving birth. That is genuine grief, genuine darkness. And yet darkness is merely the precedent for light. My own self-improvement and spirituality journey was off the back of heartbreak. In fact, yesterday for my 21st birthday, I had a drink of gratitude for that girl. I kid you not, I toasted one for her. I wouldn't be as happy and fulfilled as I am right now if our situation didn't send me into hell for the first half of 2023. Since then, I've genuinely fallen back in love with life like I was as a kid. I've been pursuing YouTube and coaching for 7 months, grown to 1,300 subs, made my first $1,800 online, have over 100 subs on my email list, started training consistently. That darkness birthed this light. All birth must be preceded by death. Until you make the unconscious conscious, It will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Carl Jung. The subconscious is the womb of your reality. The unconscious or subconscious is the darkness, the shadow, the part of yourself that's being repressed. The moment you shed light on the unconscious by bringing it into your awareness and accepting it is the moment it can no longer unconsciously birth your reality. As you can see, I'm very passionate about this. Anyways, I don't really care if you implement this. I'll use this for my newsletter tomorrow anyway. I leverage activities. So yeah, I wrote all that as a comment.
What a
Cool.
chef.
And then he responded, saying, like talking about his own journey. I won't talk too much about that, but it was just awesome having that interaction. It was just such a genuine interaction, and I was like, wow, bro, like trying to be cooking. I'm not gonna lie. And it's like I know that with the things that I know, I could genuinely help people. So today I changed my profile to say
Oh,
Renaissance man and metaphysical teacher. I mean, yes, sir. Says it on YouTube too. Yay me.
is there a link from your Substack to your YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can see it. I'll show you. If you go here, no, right there. Yeah, you see right there. Boom skis.
Ah, okay. Dope. Man, I'm gonna have to start spending some time on Substack.
Yo, Jake, I
Screw
swear,
my feed.
I was just thinking
Screw my
about, bro.
feed.
I was like, bro, you need to get on Substack, actually. Uh, bro, honestly, I just want more people to get the Digital Alchemist blueprint. I'm not gonna lie. I'm as much as I'm glad that my Nana and Lola are here, I'm very excited for when they leave so I can finally record it. Because right now I haven't because
Right.
they're in my room and I want to record it in my room.
Ah,
Yeah, that's why I've
right.
been in the
Yeah,
basement.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so I want to record the course. And I'm not hyped about that. Oh yeah, it's over. I'm throwing that thing behind an email wall. No cap. You're gonna have to give me that. You're gonna have to give me that email for this course, baby. You wildin'. You can still have it for free. I'm cool with that. You just gotta give me your
Bro's
email
throwing
so I can
feints. He's
Yeah,
throwing
he said
feints.
he said bro is throwing
Bring
feints.
bringing them in and then pay up, buddy. Pay up, you
Nah, bro.
bozo.
So you don't gotta pay money. You just gotta pay with your email. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's funny. Bro, last night, so I hit the gym, right, with my boy. I didn't know my boy had he has quite of a network, it seems. He knows the
Oh, word.
dude. He was in the gym, he like just started. He's been like working out for a month. He made 300K in revenue. Took home like 70
Yeesh.
buying
Yeah.
and selling comic books on a site called Whatnot or an app.
Never heard that. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy. Damn.
interesting
Sheesh,
fellow.
bro.
And
Actually,
what ended
hold
up
up.
happening?
That
Hmm?
inspires me. I gotta. Nah, let me just write something down real quick.
What you write down?
I actually didn't write it down,
Network.
but nah, it was oh, I don't even need to write it down because as soon as I opened my notebook, I had something that reminded me of it. So, yeah, I was actually writing. I was thinking of this earlier. Did you want to finish that?
Oh, so what ended up happening? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it was like a light week. It's been like last time we trained was like Tuesday. It's been horrible, horrible. So we were kind of weak with like our squats and everything. So we had like a
Yeah, it's
little
not
light like day, only like 90
right.
minutes or 60 minutes, 90 minutes. Um,
Mhm.
I walk out to his car. and he's taking a while. Then I see him. Apparently, he texted because David. Wait, what's his name? Holy crap! I'll remember it later.
Hmm.
He texted my boy David, like he was just sitting at a leg press or something. Hey, can I come with? Because we were going to go out to eat,
Ah,
going out to a Mexican restaurant. So he ended up coming with, which
right.
is at a dinner.
Sick.
He paid for the
Yeah,
dinner.
that's
He was
sick.
like,
Oh, that's fire.
yeah.
That's sick, bro.
At the end of
Fire,
the
bro.
day, like, he's just another human being. Because like I was
Yeah,
practically
yeah, bro.
unfazed by whatever numbers. Because like I'm familiar with like these types of people and what's possible nowadays. So
Yeah, bro. It's like,
cool, dude.
of course, it's like you hear it like the first time, and it's like, oh yeah, that's sick, bro. Like obviously he's been killing it. He's got skills. But then after you recalibrate, it's just like, yep, it's another guy.
Yeah, there's people out here. There's really people out here, man.
Not
Who
hard
used to
though.
work at Walgreens. Fuck Walgreens.
I would say fuck Walgreens too. I'm not gonna lie. All right, here's what I got. So earlier I was telling you about um like posting like different mediums on Substack.
Yeah,
So I'm like, okay.
crap. I
But
need to eat too.
I have to put like some intention behind my creations, right? Because I I basically I think I told you about this, but I'm not sure. I kind of just like looked up this uh framework or mindset, I guess, in terms of like your interests, right? Or your pursuits.
Right.
So it's like your
Oh, okay.
pursuits or your goals are things that you actually like genuinely want to make progress in. It's like, yeah, I
Probably
actually want to
freeze.
like I really want to get better at this. Like this is
How
something
is
that
it
I
freezing
genuinely
when I'm
like.
getting closer to the ground?
That's funny. Were you Gucci? I'm gonna assume we're Gucci. You're muted. Okay. All right. So, um, yeah, I was like, okay. So, pursuits, goals, these are things I'm like, okay. I actually like want to make progress in, right? These are things that I'm like, okay. In terms of like inputs, like daily or weekly inputs, these are the things that I want to focus on because these are the things that I'm genuinely interested in like cultivating. Like these are the skill sets that are like the priority. You know what I mean? So those are like your pursuits, or your goals. And then there are interests. And interests are things that's like, oh yeah, this is cool. And if I go down this rabbit hole, cool. If I spend some time doing this, cool. If I don't, that's also cool. You know what I mean? Interests kind of just come out of you, from overflow, but there's not like expectation attached to it. You're muted. Yeah,
I was saying, yeah, we talked about this. I framed it as
yeah,
like
okay, that's what I thought.
primaries and secondaries.
Yeah, yeah, basically. Similar, well, similar. Because there's goals, right? When there's a primary and then there's two secondary goals. So I'd like to say you could have three goals or three pursuits. And in that, you have the one main one that you make the most progress on, and then you have the two
Right.
secondary ones. And then
Yeah.
outside of the goals or pursuits, which are three of those, you can have interests. And you can have as many interests as you want because there's no like progress or fulfillment really tied. Well, not fulfillment. There's no progress tied to them.
Yeah.
The
There's no like
intention isn't to like
non-negotiable input
exactly,
with it.
right? The intention isn't like to develop a skill set. The intention is like pursue an interest, to express, to create. You know what I mean? To just put something
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so for me, I'm like I definitely have interests that I want to just share because I those things come out of me like photography. Like, I don't really care about getting good at photography. I just love taking photos. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah.
That's cool. Mixed media. Honestly, when it comes to like doing like illustration and painting, that's something I do want to develop. when it comes to just like random like mixed media, like collaging, like just throwing shit together and like not like the
Yeah, that's your thing.
exactly, you know what I mean?
That's
Like
Roto Renaissance.
that is like the that's how I can really channel my feminine fully. You know what I mean? And so that's a great way for me to like just fully like let go. Like no surrender because like for pursuits, intention like inherently there has to be some masculine energy here because
Right.
we're trying to build something. But with interest, you
You
can
need a
be more in
firmness
your
with it.
feminine. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's more
Because
flowy.
exactly, exactly. And so, um, interest, I want to have photography, poetry. I'm not gonna lie. One of my one of my like someone who follows me, her name's Crystal. She actually reached out and like sent me a message yesterday. It's like
Crystal?
she wants to
Hmm.
support, which is cool. Yeah, she's a Substack. She like is she's only on Substack. She just followed me just from Substack. Um, but she writes poetry, and I like checked out some of her stuff on her page yesterday. And it like inspired me. I was like, "Yo, this is sick. I want to start writing poetry." Like I've always been into poetry. I mean, I love music. Like, dude, my family is music. That's
Hmm. Dang. That
my
makes me
life,
think of
bro. You
that
know, like
that tape your dad almost threw away.
yeah, the MOB, bro. Yo, he's violent. That thing is 30 years legacy, bro. He's super violent, bro. I don't know what he was on. Sorry. Um, so yeah, I feel like for like my interests, like poetry and mixed media, photography, things like that. I'll just like have like times where I make these things and I'm just like throwing up on my Substack and it's mad cool. And it's just like a great it's just like another aspect of Jaden that's like, oh wow, this is so cool. And I'm trying to embody this like like I'm a multi creative, right? That's what I'm trying to embody because I want to help you live a more creative and fulfilled life, right? And so I have to show you that I'm doing that, right? So I got to
Yeah.
show you what I'm making. I got to show you my creations, right? And that doesn't mean just right the pursuits, just the intentional ones. That also means the other ones, right? That also means where I let go, and I channel those those other interests. So those interests are cool. But then I also have, my pursuits. Like I call it philosophical writing, which is like how I write
Hmm.
normally, like my newsletters and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
But then there's also writing fiction. I want to get way more like I want to write fiction as well. Like storytelling is very crucial in my life. And like I've always been big into comic books. That's why like when you mentioned that guy, that
Ooh,
inspired me to like
okay.
talk about this. Because comic books has always been like huge in my life, bro. Like I grew up in love with superheroes, you know what I mean? Always, like that was just a huge culture I was around. Like that's my dad, bro. I'll fucking show you other things in here that I actually hold up. Nah, never mind. We're bound because my battery, my camera's got a pretty heavy
Hey,
battery.
stiff neck.
Stiff. It's alright though. But yeah, man, it's like that's just been always like a huge part of my life. And like growing up, when I would draw and like do stuff with my friends, like I used to love making comic books, bro. I had like these two characters, named Anything and Fantastic. I had like their own world, bro. Bro, I swear to God, I started writing out like a word for them. I think it was like in August, and I haven't like um gone back to it since then. It's like, bro, that was actually I was only tapping into it for a few days, but bro, it was so fun when I was tapping into it for those few days. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I've really been
Putting it back in the light.
wanting to get intentional about like having a writing habit because it's like, yeah, honestly, I'm a writer. I can't not write every day. That's unacceptable, right? And then so it's like I want to have some discipline with my writing because like I I'm trying to monetize this, right? I'm trying to create a system
Yeah.
around this. I'm trying to build a business around this. And so with business you need structure and with structure you need systems. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, okay, how do I, create this daily writing habit? And so it's like I'll just write every morning, right? So like it's very simple. Like it already comes out of me. And especially if I'm waking up and it's like if nothing's like there for me, I'll read a book or I'll hop on Substack and then the inspiration will come. You know what I mean? It's that simple. And so I'm like, okay, I feel like this is a great way for me to cultivate all of these like parts of myself that mean a lot to me and that are like all
Mm-hmm.
a part of my expression. and still like having intention behind like cultivating the skill that like really matters the most, which is like writing, which is like really at the core
Yeah.
of everything. You know what I mean? And so
Hmm.
it's just like building on top of that that foundation. And that's exactly why I've like wanted to like I decided that I was a writer a month ago, which is why I started engaging on Substack 2 weeks ago. It's like, wait, I'm a writer, but
I
I don't
think
have a writing platform. What are we talking about?
I feel like even I'm pretty sure a couple months ago, the way I seen writing was like you're extracting the idea from yourself, and it is like the main no way, I just lost the word. Purification of the idea.
Yeah,
Because that's like the center of it all, and then you just branch out to whatever medium. Like that's where it starts.
exactly, bro.
Like the
But I was
videos I
thinking about
make,
that.
it comes from
I was thinking
that.
about that today. I think I was thinking about that this morning because I was thinking about like how high leverage writing was, but then I just started thinking about it in terms of well, like other creative mediums,
Everything comes
and
from it.
really, what the biggest seed that got planted into me was last week when I was listening to Nikhil talk about like him making his movie, and he was like, bro, like at the end of the day, if your writing isn't good, your movie is not gonna do well because you can have as many cool shots as you want in a movie. Eventually, you're gonna have
It
to get
has to
to a
be
point where
meaningful.
two characters are just talking to each other, where
Yeah,
there's just
yeah,
some
yeah.
dialogue. Right? It's just like a basic like A-roll shot. It's like nothing crazy is happening. So what has to be engaging? The words. What is behind the visuals? And so
Captivation.
it's like for filmmaking, the scripting process, writing songs, writing stories, writing comic books, writing YouTube scripts, writing whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's like
Wait, do you write? Oh yeah, I've asked you this before. When it comes to YouTube scripts. From what
I
I
don't really
remember,
write
we both
scripts.
said, yeah, bullet points.
Yeah. I like to do points or I'll like just like if I read my newsletter to the camera, I'll just read that bitch. And then I'll color in between. You know like Joseph does?
Ah, okay. Hmm.
I love that style.
I want to know what software that he uses with like it's like the black background and you can map things out. I need to
Yeah,
figure
that
that
shit is
out.
fire.
I'm trying to make a whole freaking look like a
I should drop
damn
a comment.
Apple chip.
Someone probably know.
Hmm?
Or maybe he'll see it and respond. I said, why don't you drop a comment in one of his
Oh,
videos and ask? Someone might know. Or maybe he'll see it and respond.
yeah, I should. It's been a minute since I've watched Joseph. Well, not a
Well,
minute, but like it's been a minute since I've seen an upload come my way.
I'm not gonna lie. You know what's crazy? I
Hmm?
dead started fucking with Joseph's content less when he added that moving B-roll shot. Shit
Oh
was so
yeah.
distracting.
Oh
Bro,
yeah, we talked about
when you
this.
put me on to Joseph, I was fucking with him so heavy, bro. I was like, yo, this guy's him, bro. What?
As far as I know, he stopped that shot.
Oh, that's fire. If he did, I'm back on that. But that shit was just, it was killing me, bro. It was just like, fuck, this sucks. Like, what? I hate this. And then the autofocus, like, fuck
Yeah, the
me, bro.
autofocus was actually terrible. That was
Oh my
you
god,
can't make
that
that
shit
up.
made me cry. Man, that was
More
funny.
isn't better, better is better.
True, bro. Very, very true, bro. Very true, bro.
What bias is that? Hold on.
Yo, I gotta tap into these markers. You know, also I was thinking about today, Jake. I was like, I'm not gonna lie. I want to start challenging myself to create out of interest instead of out of pursuit more when I want to like consume. So like in times where I don't like want to work, like I don't feel like pursuing an interest. I
Oh, you
want
mean
to. I mean, I don't feel like pursuing a goal or a pursuit, right? I don't feel like working on like writing, or I don't feel like recording a video. In times where it's
right?
like that's something I'm not feeling
Go
like
draw or
creating.
something instead of
Exactly. Or let's go
consume.
paint. Exactly. Or
Yeah, I feel you.
yeah. exactly, or like poetry, you know what I mean? Or like honestly, even if it's like consuming like an art video, that actually I'd get down with. Because
Ooh,
you know what? That would inspire me to go make something.
it was kind of like what me, you, and Aaron watch videos like that, I guess.
Bro, yeah, bro. Dude, hell yeah, bro. Bro, that shit was so gas, dude.
It was,
Bro, I'm
yeah.
so hyped, bro.
The
I'm making
movie,
one, bro. On May 15th, I actually chase my dreams for a year.
that'll be
It's over, bro.
insane.
It's over, bro. It's over, bro. I'm so hyped for that, dog.
I thought about obviously it's kind of like it's not base well, it is fundamentally basic when it comes to like you get a shot and you start talking to the camera.
Right?
Kind of want to experiment with like some Daniel Dalen type more cinematic,
Mm.
you
Yeah,
know?
bro. I haven't
Like get
tapped
a
into too
tripod for
much of his
my
stuff, but
iPhone.
I love his vibe, bro.
It's so good.
It's just like
It's a
it's so
perfect blend.
simple. It's
Yeah,
so like
it's simple, but
aesthetic.
it's like refined and
It just
aesthetic. Yeah.
hits, bro. It just hits. You know what I mean? It just hits, bro. It just hits, bro. Yeah, I love his style, man. Bro, I'm so hyped. I'm I'm gonna probably go to Hobby Lobby like today or tomorrow or something. All right, probably tomorrow.
Picking something
Go
up.
cop some. I'm gonna go cop some. I'm thinking about copying like there's a bunch of like paper shit, so I can like do shit with my hands. You know what I mean? I
Like
was
origami or something? Paper
I do love
airplanes?
origami. I was huge into origami when I was a kid, bro. But just like I mean, maybe like wood stuff as well. But I just want to get like craft
Ooh.
materials, bro. Like I wanna fucking make
Hands.
shit, dude. You know what I mean?
Hands.
Like
I
I
get
wanna
it.
make shit,
I get
bro.
it.
Bro. When I was working on the watch last night, that shit was a bitch. It took me an hour to figure that shit out, dude. In terms of like getting the links out, like
You
it was.
got you got a okay, you got a
I,
big hit, my guy. But
oh yeah, not. I mean, nah.
respect, respect.
It was simple. It wasn't like too crazy. It just like the actual execution wasn't like hard. It was just the technicality of it. Like I didn't have the skill. I didn't have the experience
I
to like
understand. Yeah.
execute on it like with
Yeah.
ease. You know what I
First
mean?
time. First time.
Exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean? But when I was doing that, bro, I was like,
Did you get in a flow state?
I need to get back to this, bro. Bro, I tell you not. I used to love just like taking shit apart and like putting it back together as a kid.
Yo, that's what I'm saying.
Bro, like that shit is always like I've
You know something
always
that's
been into
like
that shit, bro.
uh I kind of wanted for like over a year. Like one of them like the tiny screwdriver sets or maybe lock picking. I could get into that. I could get into that.
Yo, I would be the lock picking. Actually, you know what? I was just thinking about this. My nana, she I think it was on Christmas, she asked me, she's like, "Yeah, are you into Legos?" I was like, Nana, I love Legos. And it's like, bro, it's like it's the fact that I have a vision and then I have to fucking make the vision happen. And it's like, oh man, like people, bro, the beauty
It comes
of
together
like
as you do it. Yeah.
of
Those
something
things.
starting in here and you like actually doing it with your own hands and your own mind. Like there is something so beautiful, so divine about that entire experience, bro. And so many people are just not
Yeah,
experiencing it
that's what's crazy.
at
They don't
all.
have that. No wonder your life sucks.
Fucking sucks. No wonder you hate yourself.
I mean,
Yo.
even yeah, like getting back into the camp and me just building that up over the time over
Mm,
like the course of whatever. It's been good. That's why I was
yeah,
out there.
bro.
I want to start going out there more.
Yeah. Real
Um,
dog.
and
You
like
know what?
thing is with
What
with
I'm gonna do?
physical stuff too. you have to be resourceful. Whether it's like
That's
you,
so true,
dude,
bro.
like
The
improving your
constraint.
setup, you'll find something random that wasn't its
That's
intentional
so
purpose.
true,
You see these things, bro?
bro. Oh my gosh, you're cooking right now. Actually, you know what, Jake? This makes me want to like read a part of the letter I dropped today.
Bro,
Remember when I was talking to you about like how art is inherently defined by the constraint? I started cooking on that on my letter today, and I feel like, bro, I loved how I cooked on that. Oh, let me read this, bro, because this shit was really gas. I'm not gonna lie. This was actually like basically the main reason to why like this is like the biggest mindset behind escaping like the perfectionist mindset. It's like, bro, the thing is, we are like all of our creations are inherently defined by the limitation. It has to be limited. And like
yeah.
the thing is, we try to capture. Well, actually, let me just read this. Let me just read it because I just said it in here, and I'll spin.
That's a beautiful thing about writing too. The refinement and reading off of it
Exactly, bro. It's like,
makes you
why
a
even
top
try to
tier
think?
articulator.
Exactly, bro. You know what's interesting?
Be right back.
Hmm. Let me just make sure that Jake understands who he's talking because he's talking about. I know Power Rangers. I fucking laugh.
Who is this imbecile that threatens my?
Um.
Oh dang! It's
Let's just
that
go like
OG
that. Actually,
channel.
no. Let's go. Let's just go like this.
Is this the one with that origami video? Yeah, there it is.
You see that title? You see that title?
Oh,
See what that says? Huh? Hold up.
dude,
Hold
that's
up.
so legendary.
Hold up. Give me a second. Just give me a second. You see what this title says? Hold up. Hold up. My bad. I just got to triple check. Yo, that's the wrong one. Didn't mean to hit that. Ah,
Man, I heard about it was in a podcast. Apparently, I think it was Chris Williamson, but a billionaire. He's like 80 something years old, and he was like, I'm here in a log cabin writing poetry and stuff, and I wish I would have started at 30. Or yeah, yeah, it was Chris Williamson. And one of the dudes, bro, can you imagine, had a daily journal from the age of 13 to 19. You know how, oh my gosh,
that
these
is
YouTube
insane,
videos
bro.
are going. Yeah.
So how many is
Yeah.
this?
I probably
Let
would
me
have
just double
been
check.
friends with this guy
One,
in school.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or is that 7? Wait, I think that's 7 actually. 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, 6. 6 videos on how to make paper Power Ranger morphers. So not only does that go with the paper and me building shit and doing shit.
Right.
Yes, I know about Power Rangers. Well, thank you very much. Now, what was
Define.
your favorite Power Rangers, Jake?
I think the red dude, yeah. I mean, I
Oh
don't, there's
man.
a, it's
I said
basic.
what I meant the show. I meant which show?
Oh,
Ah, see, you're asking me if I know about Power Rangers. You don't even know about Power Rangers, boy. Yapping. Yapping. What? Probably couldn't even name 5 Power Ranger shows to me right now.
oh, that's true. That's true. I'm
Exactly.
rusty.
What? I could name 5 right now. Power Rangers SPD, Power Rangers Jungle Fury, Power Rangers Samurai, Power Rangers Mega Force, Power Rangers Dino Fury, Power Rangers Ninja Force, Power Rangers fucking Mystic. So yeah, fuck it. Let's go. 7.
He's legit. I'm not.
Yo. But yeah, bro. Creating is everything.
Facts.
Expression's not optional.
Yeah, most
It's
people, as
unfortunate
we
that people
said,
think it is.
they're outsourcing their expression.
Well, no, that's a good one, bro. Stop outsourcing your expression. Create. I'm about to post up.
Little do people know, I'm responsible for roughly 15% of all titles you see across platforms.
Honestly, you're probably right.
Yeah, 15 sounds about right.
That's funny. Jake the chef, the Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider,
Not really the Ghost Rider, more like
the Ghost
the
Creator,
Ghost
bro.
Visionary. The Ghost
Yeah.
Visionary. Yeah. Jake just comes up with
Underground
the
rapper.
ideas. Like I'm still executing. You know what I mean? That's
Hey,
real, bro.
hey, I did upload though. Side footage was updated today.
Oh, I don't like it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Not gonna lie, your boy's rusty, and I played that after I uploaded. Man, that music way too loud, way too loud.
Be like that. You just like drop it in?
Yeah, I
You like
uploaded
try
it
it out?
today.
No, I meant like the song. Like you didn't.
I played with the decibels a bit, probably. I mean, I can look right now, but
Yeah. For me, what I like to do is I usually have my computer volume at like 70 or 80 most of the time. So I know that if it sounds good and my headphones are off my computer at that
yeah, I
level,
have it.
then it'll be good.
I have the music reduced 15 decibels,
Mm.
but I should
It
be.
depends on the song
Yeah, it for sure depends on the music,
and depends on
but
yeah, and depends on if you're trying to use it like
I think what I should have
I like
done
what.
was like plus 10 on my talking clips.
Yeah, your clips. Yeah, sometimes you definitely want to do both.
That's what I was used to, but it's fun. I got random clips. I got a clip of me playing with my dog, me squatting,
So
me doing
nice.
landscaping.
Yeah, bro. See, like that, I feel like you could post on Substack, bro. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm really cooking this. I'm really cooking this, Jake. I feel like Substack is about to become like the it platform for like genuine personal branding.
Yeah, I definitely that's something I noticed with like
And
understanding
especially
it,
because
like the motive behind it,
at
how
the
it's
core of
for
it as well,
creators.
at the core of it as well, you keep your audience. Like you get their email. You have direct access to them.
Hmm.
That is so crucial. You can't guarantee that your subscribers see a YouTube video, but you can guarantee your subs get an email. It's like, bro,
Email is
that
is
like
a
asset,
yeah, that is a
it's an
core.
asset, bro.
That makes a lot of money. When you send like your email list this link to a sale or whatever, man, your phone gonna go off with
Bro,
sales or something.
with the right
I've
audience,
seen it
with the
happen.
right nurture, with the right off, it's like, bro, you know what I mean? It's like And that's exactly why I'm like on this like timing of like, all right, bet I'm gonna just be in these motherfuckers' email every day for a year, and then I'm gonna cash in. And it's by then it's like, of course I'm gonna buy Jaden's offer. No, that like that's gonna be like that has that can that's the only way I can do business. Honestly, like I was my you know anything about human design?
Mm,
It's
I
similar
mean,
to like
I
astrology,
have looked at
numerology.
how
It's in
my. Oh,
those
okay.
fields, right? It's in those fields, right? So basically, there's kind of like five archetypes in terms of like your energy, and it's just like it's like how you create, how you like your like your the ebbs and flows of your energy, right? And so like for me, I am what's called a projector, and about 20% of the population is projectors. And for us, we work
Hmm.
best with like focused like sprints where we're like, okay, we have like we're gonna do this for
Sounds
this
like a
like set
lion.
period of time. Exactly. And it's like when I was like I saw a post about this morning and I was reading it, like I known a bit about my like me being a projector, but I saw it and so I wanted to like get a refresher. And it was just like, oh, this is pure alignment. You know what I mean? It's like this is literally like Hunter, like this. And so I'm like, bro, I it makes so much sense as to why like although I love like daily challenges for like improving my skills and as like intensive periods to grow, I don't like them long term in terms of like
Right.
if I can't sustain it, right?
Sprints.
Like I like doing things like I want to if I want to do something every day, I want to know I can do it every day.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
and so it's like for me like walking 10K steps a day. I knew Road to Renaissance was unsustainable because it was getting in the way of that. Unacceptable. Me being outside, my like genuinely like being outside and like clocking those steps, it has like really less to do with like the actual like fitness itself and more the fact that like my being outside that much time
Hmm.
and the fact that I just wasn't like oh shit bro actually here I gotta start a new meeting but I'll fucking we're gonna go over my walk stats for December.
Ah,
Honestly I was lacking basically all of November as well. Honestly I'll say this, so here's like how my walking journey was like. Actually let's just give you a little overview of my walking journey for the year. So this is the graph. I'll just show you that first.
hmm.
So I really started getting into walking in April. And then around May, June, I was like, yo, I actually want to start. Like, I hit the goal of like, I want to get 10K steps a day. Right. Um, so May, June, and July were when I was walking a lot. August as well. But towards like the latter half of August and then all of September, barely was walking. So I'll go over my averages since April. So in April it was 8.5K, May it was 5.7, June it was 6.9, July it was 11.7, August it was 13.5, September it was 5.6, October it was 8.6, November it was 8.8, and December it was 7.4.
Hmm.
So Um, averaged I did my 10K goal, right, in June and July. And then after that, in September, I fell off super heavily. I feel like a lot of that was just because I wasn't a rut.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
wasn't going outside. You know what I mean? I just wasn't actually getting myself to move. But then I was like, I liked life more when I was outside more. I should do this again. So I was like, yeah, I got to get back to walking. This is unacceptable. And so, back in October, October I started getting back to it. So from September I was at 5.6 and then October it was 8.6. And then in uh November is when I started like really getting back into my groove, right? Early November. And basically all throughout November I was clocking like hella like I was working. I was working. Because I was grinding on the book. I was like, doing my YouTube stuff as well. Um, it was mainly like the blueprint and then like trying to figure out like business stuff. That was like taking up a lot of like my bandwidth in November. So there's that. And then December rolls around and I'm like, yo, we're gonna hit Road to Renaissance. Right? So I was already doing James Curiosity Chronicles for about a week, and then I decided I was gonna do Road to Renaissance daily for 3 weeks. And so in December, right, like so from October or in November I had 8.8 average, and in December I had 7.4. And honestly, that 7.4 in December really came from this last week. I'm
Yeah,
gonna break
that's
down
pretty
my
impressive.
December weeks. So in December, my first week in December, I had 7K steps average. Second week, I had 4.9K steps average. Third week, I had 6.4K steps average. And then this last week, I had 9.5. So,
Yeah.
like I said, this last week, I was like, yo, fuck this shit. I'm getting outside, boy. And it's been nice as hell. So I really have been able to as well. Of course, the weather was a factor to those, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's just cope, right? And so, like, a lot of it was really just like, damn, bro. A lot of the time that, like, the time I would have spent walking was just spent editing. That's it. And so it's like, dang, bro. It's like, like, it really, you can clock 10K steps a day in about 2 hours. But hey, if I'm editing 2, 3 hours a day, and that's my walking time,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
As I said, man, you need that chest laptop stand, Da
Bro,
Vinci.
Jake, I swear to God, bro, I seen somebody at the gym on the treadmill yesterday with a fucking stand for their laptop. Bro, had the
Hey,
laptop, bro, had the mouse. I was like, yo, he's getting, bro.
locked in, high leverage.
I was like, yo, he's doing it, bro. He's doing it. I'm not gonna lie.
I
Yeah,
want
bro.
Jaden from a year from now to look like that guy.
Fuck no, I'm not doing shit like that. That is such like unfocused activity. I mean, if you're walking, okay, fair enough. But if I'm on the mill, I'm not walking. Like, if I'm gonna walk outside. If I'm on the mill, it's because I'm running. You know what I mean? But nah, the backpack is too funny. But
Oh,
nah, the point of the walk is to not work. That's the point.
I forgot how much it cost. But what about like one of them walking oh, but you don't have it. Do you have a standing desk? I know you were like you wanted one. Uh
I'm still considering getting one, but I'm not sure. I was actually like, honestly, what I was thinking about? I was like, bro, why do I want a standing desk? So I can make it comfortable for me to work. I don't want it for me to be comfortable to work. You know why? Because I only work for like 1 to 4 hours with focus and tension, and after that,
okay,
I don't
here's
want to like. I'm not gonna lie. As much as I love clocking those 12-hour days, getting in my 6 hour, 8 hour, sessions where I had 2 hour blocks where I was fucking grinding on the blueprint, where I was recording videos and editing. It was lit.
yeah.
Fuck that shit, bro. I'm not doing that every day. What the hell? I don't want to do that, bro. It's like I I was like, yeah, like that's too much work. And honestly, it was like it wasn't even like useful either. You know what I mean? It's like I felt like what I was doing wasn't even like the effort I was putting in. Obviously, it came back to me in terms of improving my skills. Absolutely. But in terms of like, okay, this is like tangibly like delivering me more results in like my
Right.
channel or my business. It's like, yeah, the ROI isn't really there. And so it's like, why put so much like effort into that when I feel like the return in terms of like my overall quality of life isn't actually there when I could just not and then put it towards other things and it would be there. And then from that, I'd probably still like get to that success. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what I was suggesting is one of those like walking, it's like a mini treadmill. So you can walk at your standing desk and work and
No,
get steps in.
no. You're missing the point, Jake. The point of the walk is not to walk, it's to be outside.
Okay. Yeah.
I get it.
I hate being in the house if I don't have to be. It's like if I'm not doing something in the house, I don't want to fucking be here. Honestly, bro. Like, and I really found that, like, when I stopped playing video games, I found this out. I was like, oh, video games distracted me. They're the lie. I thought I liked being in the house. It wasn't true.
That's facts.
I just like playing video games. After I stopped playing video games, I was like, fuck am I doing inside all day? I need to be outside. It's like I said, it's like the 10K steps is a lot more about the time spent outside than the physical exercise itself.
Okay. Right.
It's like the fact that I'm walking 10K steps means that I'm spending at least like an hour and a half, 2 hours outside. That means that for some of that time I'm connecting with nature. That means for some of that time I'm present. I'm in oneness. For some of that time I'm learning. For some of that time I'm just enjoying life. Maybe I'm listening to music. I'm just enjoying the flow of things. I'm just having fun. Like the thing is like walking is such a vehicle for rest and for play. The point is to not work. And it's to
Mhm.
like connect with myself and with like oneness.
Yeah.
To like be and to not do, you know? And so it's like if the doing comes, awesome. Like I said, if the creating comes from me, if it comes through me, that's always awesome. That's always welcome. But the point is, like to be outside, to connect. It's yeah. It's less about the walking itself. But the walking is awesome because I do like walking.
Yeah. It's dope.
Grill. There, I just opened Substack. It's a note that says, "For soul-driven achievers, fulfillment is in the act, not in the outcome." And you know what's interesting? Today, when I was like thinking about like me pursuing my interests, I genuinely was like, "Oh wow, I don't care about them being good. That's cool." Because like
That was the same
for
aspect on art too.
months, yeah, like that's what it is. I mean, that's what I was talking about. It's like, yeah, like just the creating itself, whatever. It's like I I found that like I didn't actually care about like the outcome. Like a big block for me, like drawing has been like, I want to be good. Oh, if it's not gonna be good. Oh, if I'm not gonna put intention into it. It's like, why? Why? Why do I have to be good? What is good? What does that mean? And it's like when I ask myself those questions, it's like, yeah, honestly, kind of just blabbering from if I'm keeping it a buck. It's like there's nothing true here. It's just fear. There's nothing of substance. And
That's everyone when they start uploading.
so it's
Everyone.
like all I gotta do is just push past the wall, and then it's like, oh, I can get into flow, and then we're lit.
Yep.
And like I was thinking about that, I was like, dang, bro, that's sick because I genuinely don't have like any attachment to like outcomes of my creations. Like I genuinely is so in love with the creating itself. And I'm just so I also I will say that like my metaphysical perspective of like God's will is perfect adds into this. It's like any creation that comes from me has to be perfect. Like its perfection isn't in the fact that it captured infiniteness perfectly, but in the fact that it attempted to capture my infiniteness. It's like
Hmm.
the thing is like we actually, I'll read you my post because we are supposed to do that. Uh, 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 uh. Yeah.
Expression
So,
capturing. Yeah.
where is here we go. So the thing about art and creating that most of us fail to understand is that we're attempting to capture the infinite in a finite medium. Obviously, there will be constraints and limitations on your expression. It's okay. In fact, that's amazing. In my opinion, that's what makes it art. Personally, I get kind of egotistical when it comes to people who try to outsource their creativity to AI. It's like, you're asking something with no soul to pull ideas from its source? I'm lost. Creativity is inherently divine. God is the creator. In my opinion, there's nothing more spiritual or healing than creating. So I love flexing that none of my ideas or creations have been AI. I'm not gonna lie, Jaden's Curiosity Chronicles, can't say anything about that one. Anyways, outside of some sales page copy that I've used for a week then scrapped because I hated it. Right? If it's not human, I don't want it. And most other people are the same. We don't want you to capture the infinite perfectly. We want you to perfectly express the beauty of your individual self, however you felt called to in that moment. The difference between us and God is that God has an infinite mind and we have a finite mind. Although we can taste the infinite, wielding it is another story. This is where constraints come in. Back in April, when I started getting into filmmaking, I heard a director say that your art is composed of 1, the original vision or idea, 2, your current skill sets and resources, and 3, any constraints or limitations, such as time, materials, skills, resources, etc. And this resonated with me so deeply. We tend to think that art is some perfect embodiment of the divine, and we'd be correct. However, we need to slightly shift that perception. Our art is the perfect embodiment of our individual expression of the divine. It is the constraint and the limitation of the human that makes it art at all. My art couldn't possibly begin to capture the infiniteness of the source. However, what it can do is begin to capture an aspect of my own infiniteness. Still difficult to capture, but easier to begin actualizing. Why? The constraint or limitation. This is why deadlines can be such a powerful tool. They allow you to channel the infinite and wield its power, but within a limitation. So instead of trying to perfectly capture the infinite in a finite creation, don't. You're not God. And that's okay. Because we still get to make a fuck ton of awesome stuff anyways. The rest of that, rambling. It's fine. Doesn't matter. So, yeah, just like, in terms of like, not being trapped in this like perfectionist mindset and like, oh, what is like really like what is perfect, right? Wouldn't perfect be trying to capture the infinite? Did we talk about that Modern Wisdom podcast with the guy who talked about Da Vinci, Think Like Da Vinci?
I don't think so. No.
I think it was I think he dropped it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I forgot the guy's name. But in it, the guy he talked about how Da Vinci like Da Vinci was a supreme perfectionist. Like some people like gave Da Vinci slack because he had like tons of unfinished paintings. He was like, fuck it, I don't care. Because he was trying to compete with God. Da Vinci was trying to hide himself like to the highest standard. If it's not perfection, right? If it's not in complete alignment with nature, with God created, then it can be better. That was Da Vinci's perspective, right? So he wanted to align his creations with the creation of God, right, as closely as possible. Perfection. He wanted to capture what God could create. The unfortunate part is we are not God, and so we can't do that.
I
Right?
think obviously, if you wanted to reflect all of the universe, you would need a mirror as big as the entire universe. But we're little fragments of mirrors,
So
so we
we
can
need a
reflect
tiny
it.
mirror.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess he
Exactly.
like grew his standards with how big of a mirror, but obviously there's limitations. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like, yeah, of course you can continuously expand and you continuously evolve, right? That's what growth is. That's the point.
Hmm.
And but it's like inherently, yeah, it's like there's that limitation, right? Inherently, we can't conceptualize and fully grasp the infinite.
Yeah. Hmm.
It's just too fucking hot. It's like, wait, what? Like, I don't even get any of this shit. It's funny. But I feel like when you can just like detach and you kind of just have this like playful mentality with like, I just want to make stuff. It's like, hey man, if I'm supposed to be creating something, then that means that I am a channel. That means that God wants to make something in the world and that I'm being called to make that thing. And in my opinion, if you're not stepping up to that call, you're doing yourself a disservice, you're doing the world a disservice, and of course you're doing your creator a disservice. It's like you feel that. So why feel that when you could just know it? And you could love life instead? I don't know, man. Seems pretty simple if you ask me.
Fundamentals.
Oh man, I'm
Ugh.
so hyped about Substack, bro. I can't even imagine where I'll be at in a year with this platform.
Yeah, we're probably gonna be
Like
like
it's
super
crazy.
reputable and become
I've
one of
literally,
like you're gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna
be
be
him,
like
bro.
a OG, like kind of like OG YouTubers were.
Nah, for real
Actually,
though.
have you named like your fan base? Like, is there a word or like a descriptor that they can
No,
like?
nah, there hasn't. Nah. Yeah, I don't have one of those. Yeah. That'll definitely be something that has to get hooked on.
Expression Rangers.
That is pure comedy. I mean, Digital Renaissance Creators. That is the name of my Substack.
True.
That is long though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like Corey
It's just
Kenshin and like Samurai.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
something
that
like
type
that.
thing.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I knew you were getting along with. Because I've always loved that. I've always loved that kind of thing. Mm-mm. Do 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 do. Dang. Yeah, bro. I'm dang. Yo, yo. I'm not gonna lie, Jake. I was thinking about this in the gym. I was like, yo, if I wasn't so in love with YouTube, I would dead go all in on Substack.
Dang.
I'm not gonna lie, because it's like the audience is there, and I mean the thing is like they're two different vehicles, right? So like that's why, and it's like YouTube's a non-negotiable. like I said, if
Yeah.
imagine YouTube not being like I
YouTube
could like
isn't replaceable yet.
exactly it no yet is not ever, ever. I don't think YouTube will ever be
Well,
replaceable. Honestly,
I don't know, man. We're gonna be on this earth for a while.
I don't think that anything. I mean, obviously, right? We can't know, right? But like realistically, YouTube's already what 25 years in the game, or not 20, like
25, 30,
20. They're like 20 years in the game, 20 plus years in the game already, right?
20.
And really, this social media shit is just getting started. You know what I mean? Like this chunk just got started for real in 2020.
Okay, now
That's
I
when this
see what
chunk
you're saying.
really got
Because
started.
I'm looking at like in a historical mindset of how
Exactly.
decades work and progression works. Yeah.
Like over the long term, it's like YouTube has way more experience and their vehicle is better. Short form content is gonna die. Long form content will never die, bro.
I
Now I
agree
don't
with
know if
that.
short form content will die, but long form content definitely is never die. And the thing is, it's like people people are always like deleting Instagram, like Facebook, TikTok. Like people delete like people don't even like identify like sometimes people don't even identify YouTube as social media. Where it's like a separate one. It's like, oh yeah, it still is, but it's a little different, right? It's it's like inherently like there is something different about YouTube, right? There's a different kind of energy there. There can be more opportunity here, right? There can be different kind of people here. There can be different ways of expression here. And for me, it's like YouTube really is the only place for that. You know what I mean? Like I mean, I've grown up with YouTube, right? I've seen this platform transform so many people's lives over the last 15 years. It's transformed my life so much over the past 15 years. It's transformed my life so much over the past year, you know? And so like I see that and I see it's like, man, these guys already have 20 years in the game and they're only getting started, you know what I mean? And they have Google behind them. Now, obviously, like Facebook, Meta, whatever, those guys are doing their thing. And Mark Zuckerberg, he's a killer, so he can keep crushing it. But it's like they're playing a different game. You know what I mean? Like inherently, the game is different. They're playing some games similarly. But the complete game isn't the same, right? Because the vehicles are different. The main content vehicle is different for the platforms. And so, like, I genuinely like believe that like YouTube is like I believe YouTube is the future for like 10 years, and it's just kept coming true. But like with like TV, like people are watching YouTube on their TV more and more and more. Like people are getting like cable less and less and getting YouTube TV subscriptions.
Oh yeah,
People aren't even
100%.
buying TV and just watch YouTube. You know what I mean? It's like subscribing to your favorite, like tapping into your favorite creators, just having like that network of people. It's one how most people consume nowadays in like 10, 20 years. That's how like basically everyone's gonna consume. You know what I mean? Like from creators. And it's like YouTube is, in my opinion, always gonna be the number one platform for like long form video. It's like realistically, who has the XP, who has the willingness to evolve and adapt that YouTube has. In my opinion, like there's never been a competition. Like I hear Hamza talking about, oh yeah, YouTube might fall off in 5 to 10 years. Like he talks about that sometimes, like not much anymore, but like he would talk about that in older videos. I hear people say that, I'm like, you sound like a fucking idiot. I'm like, YouTube is never dying. I don't know what you're talking about. Honestly, that's really my perspective. Like I can't see a world where YouTube isn't here anymore.
I think I could see YouTube dying if it like yes, they're OGs, but because they're OGs and they're backed up by Google and all this other stuff, censorship, you know, that type
Yeah, but
thing,
YouTube's
that
actually
type
been
deal.
getting off that list a lot lately.
Well, lately, I
Yeah,
think I think we're good for
but
like
lately.
I think it's really gonna like blow up in the next 4 years. But I don't know. It's all like I'm no conspiracy theorist, but I feel like it's kind of correlated with the government and stuff, you know?
No, I'm not into conspiracy theories. How so?
Like hidden agenda and like
Water.
Wait, did I leave my water? Dang, it's outside. My
Where's
boy
my
said he's.
bottle at?
Yeah, we're chilling.
The heck? Hey, Mario, is my
Hitting
bottle
the
over
gym
there?
at
My water bottle?
5.
What the heck? Oh, whatever. I bet.
What was I talking about? Right, censorship. Hitting agendas.
Were you gonna say something else?
No,
Okay. I thought you were gonna like. Look. That's fine. From a like shadow side, negative polarity, YouTube gets canceled perspective. Right, sure, whatever. But in terms of the usefulness, in terms of people getting value, in terms of like, oh, I just don't even fuck with YouTube anymore. That's never gonna happen.
I agree with that. Unless there's limitations, because that can happen. That's like the possibility
I don't
where
see
like
that honestly.
they limit
Like, what
like
kind of
what
limitations?
kind, like okay, I gotta try to explain this, Jake. Like if they were to limit certain niches or certain like talking points, like you know what I mean about censorship.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
But I get what you mean with like that's a low possibility, and for it to get to that point, it would have to go towards like extremes.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Like
as
in
long
my
as YouTube
opinion,
is like
the
what it
world,
is,
that's what I'm
with like
saying.
yeah, that's what yeah
Like
I
the
get what
world where that happens, it's like, what hell are we living in?
you.
Like honestly, you know what I mean? Because like of course there are like I'm not gonna act like there's nothing like that that's happened. Of course there hasn't. To say there hasn't been, I'd be foolish of me, right? But it's like, uh, do I believe that all of that was with like? Do I believe that that is something that's going to like stay core to the platform or like even like develop more? I don't think so actually, and I think especially as like the creator economy is becoming more and more like expansive. Like the thing is, bro, you have to think about this in terms of like you can't think of like YouTube or like actually you really can't think of like any social media platform outside of a vacuum. Like all of them have to think about the other one, right? Especially the ones that like have like the same medium. But like for Twitter, let's say, right? Twitter and even like Substack, um, like you could post like straight up porn on Substack. Like you could post like nude stuff on Substack.
Hmm.
Um, and so it's like there's zero censorship on Substack, like complete freedom of speech. Twitter's the same way. That's why Elon bought it because he believes in freedom of speech, right?
Yep.
And so it's like there are these platforms, and like Twitter's grown a lot. Like Elon's been killing it over there. But like the other social media platforms have to be like, oh man, like if we start censoring them and they leave us, they're just gonna go to the other platforms. Like their followers are still
Yes,
gonna mess with them. It's like people get
Elon
canceled off
helped
YouTube or
a
Twitch,
lot.
they just go to Rumble or they just go to Twitter or whatever. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's like you just go to another platform. And so it's
That's
like
what
the
I
other
yeah
platforms have to be considerate about this. It's like, should we do this? Because then that's people leaving your platform. That's business.
yeah. Elon's goaded, bro.
Bro. Elon, he be on some crazy shit. I mean, Elon's the go. I don't give a
Goats
fuck.
are always on that. That's what makes
Of
them
course.
goats.
Of course, bro. Of course. That guy's a psycho, bro. Like, this guy has 6 companies. This guy has $6 million companies in his portfolio. Like
I actually, yeah, pretty sure more
that
Chris
guy is
Williamson,
the
bro.
embodiment of fucking digital renaissance man.
He's one of the best CEOs of our era.
He's one of the
He
best. The best.
he's not like in his companies, and the reason why they've grown so much is because he takes the time to learn like all areas. And
Yeah,
then he
bro.
goes straight to the person who's lacking in some sense. And he matches with like the competence and he knows all the
Really,
terms.
bro.
It's not meeting going up to another meeting, up to a presentation and meeting. Yeah, it's not that.
Nah, it's
Elon's
boom right to the
yes.
source, baby.
Can you imagine that? You
Bro, like
start
that's
lagging a
how
little
it
bit
should be, bro.
and then the CEO
It's
teleports.
like,
That's
yo,
terrifying.
gang, what's up? But
Matter of
it's like,
fact,
bro, that's how it should be, bro. And it's like
yeah.
you see that, and it's like, oh, it's no wonder why Elon's killing it. It's like Layla, like the Hormozy are about the exact same thing, bro. Like they're all about building their team up. They're all about leadership. They're all about team building, people building. It's like, bro, when you build people, people build businesses.
Right.
So if you want to have big ass
And people
businesses
actually
with a fuck ton
created
of
there.
people,
Like they
you need
said,
to build up the people.
like I've from what I've heard on podcasts and stuff, when you work for Elon, there's no limits. You actually get to go all in.
Yeah,
And a
bro.
lot of people, a lot of employees that work for him, like, dude, that was super
Yeah,
freeing.
exactly.
That's
Like there's a
beautiful.
ton of people on
It's a mission.
like when he bought Twitter, and he was like, and they're like, fuck man, we've been working harder than we ever worked before. But we're fucking loving this shit, bro. Like this shit is
Yeah.
amazing. It's like, bro, they're getting after
Wasn't
it,
there?
bro.
Yeah. Didn't he like cut off like 80% of the employees?
Yes,
Because
bro.
like it turns out
He's like,
that
we don't
when
need
you
them.
don't need to censor people, you don't really need that many employees.
Oh, he loves them.
That's why Elon, yeah. Twitter, the way like the standard that's been put on Twitter because Elon, how Elon's running it,
Exactly, bro. It's just it's
it's good.
premium.
It's just we got freedom of speech, hope back.
Exactly, bro. And that is like shining light, right?
Yes,
For all the other like all the other platforms. It's like, bro, it's like, dude, if Elon keeps taking this shit to the moon, Twitter will fuck around and be the best video platform.
true.
It's like, then what, YouTube? And they have to take that seriously because Elon Musk is no one to fuck with. Twitter is not a company to fuck with. You know what I mean? It's like you should not be taking that as like some like light shit. It's like if Twitter actually you've tried to like make a pivot and start trying to like actually do long form video, like of course they have long form videos on their platform. It's just not the main part of it. But if they started really trying to push that, it's like what would YouTube do? You have to consider those things, bro. And so it's like you have to be aware of your competition. You can't look at business in a vacuum. This is actually something that I've like when I told you about me improving like my content, putting action step prompts into all my stuff.
Right.
These self-improvement YouTubers, spirituality YouTubers putting action step prompts in all their content. Fuck. Nobody out here making all this shit practical. So I will. It's simple. You know what I mean? Just be better. Be better than everyone else, and you'll win. What did Hermosi say? Hermosi said, people always trying to get rich instead of trying to get better. But when you get better, getting rich is a byproduct.
hmm People trying to get rich avoid failures, but that's the failures make you better.
It's like, bro, like what? You're literally avoiding the thing that gets you to where you want to go. It's
Yep.
like, hold up. I thought you wanted to. I thought you wanted to like, I don't know, go to like the bank or some shit. So you're trying to go to the bank, but you don't want to hop in the car. It's like, wait, hold up. I don't get it.
That's a goofy
It's like-
analogy. I want to go to the bank. Man, I don't feel like getting in the car.
well, guess I don't. Guess I'm not getting the money then. It's like, yeah, you're not. Oh well. That's funny.
Would the world be boring with teleportation?
Hmm. You know what immediately popped into my head? The law of polarity. It's like honestly, I think that could either be super awesome. It would either make everything more
Yeah, it's an
boring or more
extreme.
fun. Exactly. It can only be polarizing. You know what I mean? It's like because everything instant, it's like everything just sucks, right? Or it's because everything's instant, the opportunity for novelty is always at your like it's always available. And so that
Bro,
keeps
what
life
would
spontaneous.
fighting look like? That would be some
Fucking
anime. Oh
Dragon
my.
Ball Z shit.
Yeah. Nah.
Yo, that's so funny, man. Oh shit. That's gold.
You can
Alright,
get
bro. The meeting's
away.
about to end. You
Yeah.
wanna call it? Alright, G. Have a
Yeah.
good lift, brother.
You too.
Peace. What you mean?
Ciao.
It's my
Well, you
rest day.
said it's a rest day. Yeah.